welcome back. We back with another video.
Just hit 25,000 views.
I mean, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
We
guys.
gonna keep it moving.
Keep it up. Keep up the
Keep
good
it
work
rolling.
out there.
Subscribe. We have subscribers. Appreciate y'all.
You guys are
Videos,
listening.
premieres.
You guys are listening to us.
Yeah, spread it though. You gotta spread it.
I've been trying to tell y'all.
We get a lot of views, but we need more subscribers.
Get it done. Get it done, dude. Also,
Alright.
visit my OnlyFans.
He's got OnlyFans. He shows feet.
Loosefeet.com.
Yep, he's showing feet at
Loose
OnlyFans.
toe only.
It's something you don't want to miss.
Totally fans. You know what I'm saying? Get it.
He's showing his wiggling his toes.
Oh, you want to see these? You can't. You got to pay
You gotta
for
pay
it.
for it. $9.99.
I don't know if it's that must be a crazy like decision you have to make. Like, you know what I'm
It's
gonna
a lot
do?
of. What's crazy is a lot of girls. I don't see articles, but I see an article like she was a lawyer,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden she might make like $1 million.
Yeah, but I
in
see this
OnlyFans.
stuff. But I think that's like a clickbaity thing.
No, it's like in an article,
Oh,
like
really?
Business Insider or
Wow.
something. Yeah, it's like a regular article. It's not like on like Instagram. It's like I go through my news feed and I see news from Business Insider, MSNBC, all that, Fox, and it was one that was like the lady quit her job.
And then did
She was a
OnlyFans.
lawyer in California, and the OnlyFans made like $1 million. It makes like $200,000
Oh my god.
a month or something, or a year. It was craziness.
Jeez.
I don't know what she shows on OnlyFans, but I think it's
I'll tell
crazy.
you. I'll tell you what she shows on OnlyFans.
I'm not gonna get into
Everything.
that, but I'm saying
All the
Two-
holes.
less. 200,000.
I mean, her belly button, guys.
Belly
Well, you guys are
button, her
disgusting
ears,
out there.
her
Yeah.
nose.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's crazy. I be seeing the videos all the time. And I'm like, I don't understand how you do
Wow,
it.
self-made millionaire, right? What can you do? At least they own
It's
their own
there.
business. They own their own business.
How do I feel about it? I think we talked.
Remember
about
we
it before.
talked about it the other day. They are their own business, literally.
They are.
Just like that.
Whoa.
See it? You
Whoa,
like
whoa.
it? See that?
Actually, I'm gonna have to block that
I'm
one
gonna
out.
do this.
I don't-
Look, guys, watch this ping pong. Ping pong. There's ping pongs back and I don't know what they do on there.
Well, we're gonna try to get. Yeah, you don't know, but you did a lot of action. Like
I
you
know, but maybe I do know.
But we were watching. We were talking about that too. Like, is OnlyFans a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah.
That was what the video about. But we did talk about it. I just think, to be honest with you, like, I don't know if you can come. I don't know if you can come out of it.
It's funny because this is exactly what the topic is. It's accountability, right?
Yeah, responsible.
You're gonna have to stay accountable for those videos and those things
Correct.
that you did
Those
for the rest of your
actions.
life. So in your 20s, mid 20s, when you're all sexy and hot and look good and get the tattoos and everything in the right place, is great, right? You make the money, you do what you thing and whatever. But we don't know the after effects of that yet, right? Because OnlyFans has only been around for so long, or at least popular for so long. The after effects of that, when you do have kids, when you are 40, 45 years old,
There's a
and you have to know you did that.
There's
to
a
get
kid
here.
that got kicked out of school, out of a private school, because his mom was on OnlyFans.
No way.
Yeah, they found out she was on OnlyFans and they kind of kicked him out of school.
See what I'm saying? There's accountability in that. You got it. If you're gonna,
Every action has consequences.
somebody was just discussing this with me. I just had a conversation with somebody. I think it was somebody I work with, and I had to sit him down. Sometimes when I'm a supervisor, I don't know kind of like where to say or how to, because I'm just me. Like, I don't fucking know. But I was trying to explain to him there's a difference between consequences and, I don't know, like a specific consequence and like getting in trouble. Like, the consequence is the law, right? Or the consequence is breaking the rule, and then the consequence for breaking the rule. But the sometimes the punishment doesn't necessarily have to come from the law, right? Or the consequence can also help or hurt somebody else. I mean, hurt somebody else, not help somebody else. But that when you think about somebody getting in trouble or somebody doing something wrong, like if my kid goes out and does something wrong, she has to deal with me as a parent. If she makes a bad decision, right? She's not there yet, but if she makes a bad decision, she has to deal with it at school. This is the consequence you made, and then she has to deal with it with me. Now, if she was honest with me and said, "Hey, Dad, I messed up. I did such and such, and I shouldn't have did that, and it was in the middle of lunch hour, and I messed up," but I told, at least she told me about it. She was confronted me. She talked to me about it. Went to school. The thing happened, and then boom, she wound up in a fight or whatever the issue was, or whatever she wound up doing. That she's gonna have to deal with my end, my punishment, and the consequence of what she did through everybody else.
But I think you mean there's levels of consequence.
Correct.
Levels of
levels of that
consequence. Yeah, because that's like Yeah, you have to deal with that.
And
like,
you also have to be held accountable for the things you do. So
Accountable.
if you do make those types of issues, if you decide to make that thing that is bugging you, or you have an idea and the only way to solve it is in a bad way, you're gonna have to deal with the consequence. Or you're gonna have to deal with the punishment.
Every action has a consequence, whether good or bad. It could be good consequence, bad consequence. Like us filming today has a good consequence or bad consequence. Like just driving could
Let's
be
be honest.
good or
I'm
bad.
gonna be honest with the fans. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for the views. Here's a little bit of nugget of truth. Every single time that I do this, I don't get laid at home. My wife goes, it's either you get sex or you do the podcast. Which one you want to do?
So
And I'm like, I'll see you guys. I'll see you later, I guess. And then I come here and I do the podcast. So, it's hey,
listen,
it's my
Keep
consequence.
doing. If that's all true, you guys need to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that because he's taking.
I'm taking a bullet.
He's taking all the bullets.
I'm
he's
taking
taking
a
all the
bullet,
grenades.
guys.
You let
Come
him take
on.
grenades, bro.
Yeah, I gotta.
You guys aren't helping here.
But I don't mind the accountability aspect of that's the consequence for my action. I have to. This is the decision I make. Do I want to help people and stay committed to what I'm doing, or do I want to enjoy my favorite thing? Help me, guys.
Please,
I need a
man.
day
Because
off.
if you make it big,
I could
then
take this.
all those consequences are
Yeah.
gonna change.
Yeah,
Now it's gonna be
bro.
like, go out and do the video and come back, maybe.
Help
Because now
us.
this is paying the bills. Type
Help
thing.
me, help you,
Please.
help me, help you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
so you know, and with the OnlyFans thing, it's just like I think, you know, we've came to such a place in the world that we want to try to minimize, like that whole sexual interaction thing. Like it doesn't have any consequences to it. Like you know, going
Our kids
out
are
there,
learning from us.
showing your, you know, all your parts
Yeah.
to the TV.
Our kids are learning
Like-
from what we do.
Like that's not a consequence thing. It is. It's a thing that's like people see. People
if your parents
lose respect for that.
if your mother and your father are definitely they're gonna hear about it or see it.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna-
Eventually they
somebody
do,
might send them a picture.
and they're like, "What the?" And then you now have that Thanksgiving dinner. Tell me how that dinner's gonna go
Yeah.
after they find out.
But then you're gonna be mad at them. Nowadays, the kids don't know each other, so now they'll be mad at him. You don't accept me for who I am, and this is who I am, and you, and then
Yeah.
you know now you're mad at your parents, and they're bad, horrible.
Look,
parents
go get your
'cause
money,
they
do
care
what you
about
want to do. I'm not gonna say don't, as long as it's not hurting anybody, right? You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But
don't be upset with the consequences.
There's a consequence there.
Don't be upset with things that happen afterwards that people complain about.
It is what it is.
Like
Yeah. It is
getting
what it
kicked out of
is.
school. I mean, like getting pushed from different little groups, and people are like, listen, I deal with it all the time. Just commenting or standing for what I like. I deal with consequences all the time. During COVID, I almost got kicked out of the family. I almost got disowned by family. I almost got this and that. I said one thing about George Floyd. I almost got disowned by family members and thought I was crazy and doing stuff to my. It was like, so I had to deal with consequences too. But you know, if you stand for something and that shit, you know, just know that you're gonna get them.
Yeah.
Know they coming right behind us.
I
So.
think same thing with me. I think a lot of a lot of that accountability has to come in the fact that I had to make certain choices. I had to make certain decisions, and some of those decisions people weren't happy with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even being with the girl the wife that I have now, that was a consequence of me being with her. I had to let go of a few things. I had to say fuck what people think in certain ways to just get it. But saying fuck what people think is a consequence of that.
Yeah, every action.
You know what I mean? So
Every action.
same thing with the job, same thing with the career. But the thing is I think there was a moment in my life where I wasn't holding that accountability for me. That I was blaming everybody else. Oh man, it was my mom and dad. Fuck them, bro. Or it was my friends. Fuck them, bro. They don't know what the fuck's the deal, right? And maybe they didn't know at the time that where my life was headed, because I had a vision in my head. I'm not gonna tell everybody that vision or why I'm making these moves. They didn't know. It was very, people fear what they don't understand, right? So they looked at me and they're like, what is happening? I don't understand. You're changing. Yeah, I gotta fucking change, motherfucker. This is the next level shit I'm on. So I think because I wasn't having that accountability and actually standing up for what I believe in and being okay with those consequences, I think that it kind of put me in a small depression because I was very blamey. I was very like, it's everybody else's fault, or fuck them, fuck the other side type guy. And I shouldn't have did that. It should have been more on the fact that the second that I went, these are my responsibilities, these are my mistakes, these are the things that I did, that I think my life got a lot better. Once I held myself accountable for a lot of the decisions that I made, whether it was a mistake or led me into where I'm at now, I had to take the good with the bad and just accept that it was my responsibility. Even if some of those things and choices were out of my hands, I sought to accept and take accountability for all those
Yeah,
things.
you gotta accept all this. The problem is that the kids, I mean, well, grown-ups too, they don't accept responsibility for anything, or they don't take no accountability for anything. They put it on everybody else.
Yeah.
Like these police incidents that are happening with people, it's the police fault, right? It's none of your fault that you did any of this other shit that you happened to get in front of the police.
Mhm.
It's nobody else's fault. When you get into it with your baby mama or your wife or your thing, it's always somebody else's fault. Nobody be like, listen, I fucked up, I messed up, it was me.
Yeah.
I did this.
Mhm.
And just move on. And that's what we're missing, right? Everything is always a blame game.
Yeah. I think it made a big difference in my life.
That's why we got so many like lawyers and lawsuits and shit too.
Yeah, true. But I also think too, like this podcast is accountability. Like a lot of things that I'm saying to other people, right? A lot of things we're talking about. We're talking to an audience. I need to be held accountable for the things that I'm saying. These words are powerful. These things I'm saying are powerful. They're well calculated. I'm thinking about what I'm going to say before I say it, because I know I'm going to be held accountable for the things that I'm about to say. Right? So I got to be on point with what I'm about. What my next sentence is going to be. I'm not that I'm overthinking it, because all I'm doing is speaking from the heart and speaking the truth and trying to give you guys some truth that maybe you didn't know or knowledge you didn't have. But this podcast specifically is me and him being held completely accountable for everything we say.
Yeah, I don't like to talk on here if I'm not living it outside.
100%.
I just don't. I think that's what's missing in the social media fear, YouTube. It's a lot of people talking, but they don't even live that life. Like, it's a lot of people that give life advice. Life advice.
I have
they
no
don't
life.
live like that. There's a lot of people that give marriage advice that's not even married.
Or have like 5 divorces.
Yeah, and a lot of people that give kid advice don't have any kids.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of people living.
Be careful of what you.
And there's nothing wrong. I think there's certain people that can give advice and not be in a position. Right?
Yeah.
There's few. I mean, I guess there is some. There has to be some. Right? But I said for the most part, a lot of people they're not accountable or responsible for the things that they say.
Yeah.
It's like on TikTok. TikTok is like the worst, because it's a lot of people that are experts.
Everybody thinks they're fucking
They can
experts.
show you a stat thing that they seen, and it's like,
Bro.
but they don't got. At the end of the day, like I said too, is they don't have. If you follow it or you listen to it, they don't have any accountability for if it steers you wrong.
Yeah.
Right? If your life is fucked up and messed up because of it, because you were like, oh, I'm gonna be a Andrew Tate. I mean, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna, show women that I'm the catch and all this other shit. And you talking to women, and you never get on a date, and you never get married, you never have kids, you never,
Like, you follow
get to the
Andrew
goal.
Tate. Wait, Andrew Tate don't give
Andrew
a fuck.
Tate don't care.
Andrew Tate be
Andrew
like,
Tate is
"Oh,
gonna
sorry
go
about
back
that."
to Romania or wherever the hell he's at now,
Doing
and
his thing.
do his thing and give you all this advice and then take off. And you're gonna be
He's got
home.
money to
You're
go
gonna be
make.
home like in your basement with
Hey, man, I thought
no
Andrew Tate-
girlfriend. You over here fighting.
Oh,
You know what I mean? It's like,
so what can you do?
so at the end of the day, like, I think you gotta look at that too. But we talked about it before too with the whole like guru thing. So
Yeah, and it's also true too. Like, even in the relationship you're in, or how you treat your kid, or like, even if you think you got away with something, even if you think that you got through that argument and you good now, you won that argument, it's gonna come back. Even with your kid, it's gonna come back. It's just a matter of time, and when it does, are you gonna be like still standing on trying to die on that hill? Or are you gonna be like, damn, I was wrong on when I said
yeah.
X, Y, and Z, or I did what X, Y, and Z?
that's tough, but
Because you're gonna have to live with
Being
that's when we
wrong
talk about
is
living with your
okay.
consequences, because it's gonna come back up again. If I did, let's say, reputation is I would say I fight hard for my reputation, right? Let's just say in the plumbing game alone, but in general, I think they both leak into each other. Who I am outside of plumbing is who I am in. My reputation is huge. If I did some fuck shit or screwed anybody over, my career wouldn't be where it is. My life wouldn't be where it is, because they could see I'm fake or fickle or a liar or a cheater or a jerk or a piece of shit or trying to like stab somebody in the throat to get to the top, right? If I did it those ways, I always knew it in the back of my head. If I do it those ways, that's gonna come back and haunt me later. So let me not take that path. And I saw a lot of people doing that, and a lot of those people are not doing well or not in a good position. Some of them still are, but not all.
Well, there's people that are stabbing in the back that are winning financially
yeah.
and stuff like that. At the end of the day, like I said, you gotta go home, look in the mirror, look at yourself, and if it's real, then you know what I mean. Then you can sleep good. If it's not, those people that don't sleep good.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I can go to sleep at night because I've been, like Jay-Z said, I've been real all my life.
100%.
Right. I've been real, so I don't really lie. Like whatever I'm talking about, I don't give no crazy scenario of how I'm living, and then you see me in
But
real
that
life.
your reputation, it'll creep up to get you again
Yeah.
later.
You got it, but that's why if you keep it real
Mhm.
all the time and you keep, what you're doing and be honest about that, I think you don't have a problem. Like,
That's why I was gonna say, and I was gonna put this on a different topic, but living. Like, at the end of the day, goals and doing everything you need to do and gaining and gain is important, right? But being somebody who serves others in your life really helps you there because it builds reputation. It does hold you accountable because other people are going to be honest with you about how you're coming off, right? You get to learn a lot about yourself, but also it's somewhat there's a selflessness attached to it of what this whole real life is going to be down the road. This is a long. Realistically, it's a short game.
Well, you
If
get-
look at the extension of how long life is, right? Life isn't pretty short, but
oh, it is short.
throughout your life,
in
when
the
you
big scheme.
right in the biggest, if you look at it like from
Yeah,
the
it's
planet, like how long the planet's been there, you're just a blip,
Like this,
right? Beep. It's like a boop boop and the thing, right?
the whole thing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I have a family, I have a kid, right? Her kids might have kids, and those things are gonna follow me down the road.
But those things are like you said, those things will hold you accountable because the results are gonna show.
100%.
Right? People can lie about results all the time. They can lie about things that they do personally, right? You could lie about everything that you do, right? But when you have other people that, like if you say I got a great business and it's doing this and this and this and this, right? And then you have nobody, the people that are working for you say it's not, right? And then people that are working for you can't, and they're not winning, they can't eat, right? Your family's not eating, and obviously you got to be lying.
Your reputation can help you
Right.
later.
It's got to be lying.
If
You
it
got
was
to be
good.
like telling a falsehood
Or
because
it can hurt you.
You know what I mean? It will show. Just like with your family. If you tell me, oh, my wife, my kid, they're all doing this and that, and great, blah blah blah, and then when it comes to reality and they're in person and they see your kid or your son or your wife, and they're like, damn, bro, he was talking like he was living this life, but it's like
What? There's parts of my
that's your accountability and your responsibility. That like
and I'll stay accountable for this too. Parts of my family tried to paint me as this dangerous guy who did a lot of who's the most dangerous person they know, and that I am fickle, that I am an asshole, that I am a jerk, that I have these qualities. Motherfucker, we all have these qualities. It's just depending on when you put it out. I only give you what you fucking give me. If you give me bullshit, if you give me some shit, and you talk shit to me, or if you want to scrap, we're doing it. There's no more, we don't have to talk about it. It's gonna happen. If you want to talk shit or you want to be rude, but they it's like they circled behind my back and did it. And then when with the other family members or friends, and I'll take accountability for this, when they sat across the same table, when they sat across the table from me, and then I got to know me, got to talk to me, they recognized that was all bullshit. So they were trying to tarnish my reputation. I gained it back by being me, by just being myself, and then that helped me. It was the same thing with work. Me being me all the time and doing that consistently, which is what most taught me, but consistency eventually helps me in the end. Because they can talk all the shit they want. Those people can say
but it
whatever.
shows. Your work shows, your work ethic, your maturity, the growth is gonna show. And that's like I said, that's accountability and responsibility. And when you have other people in your life, you know what I mean? Like my son holds me accountable, I say, for a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because like my word, what I put out into the world, how he turns out, how he's turning out, it's gonna show for me. If I was lying and I'm living a lie, then he's gonna show up differently, and people are gonna be like, oh well, that he was lying. He didn't live that life. Because his son, look at his son. His son is wild, crazy, right? So it's like, and he's like doing bad shit. So he didn't live that life of like, being a good father and taking time out and showing pictures with my son when they're just photos, right? It wasn't real, right? It was like I just took a picture with him, but I'm not really hanging with him. I don't hang out with him. I don't go places with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's all for like just for the look, and that's accountability, responsibility, because it's gonna show.
It's gonna show.
Yeah, your results will show.
People are gonna see that shit.
Yeah.
Again, it could hurt you or it could help you. It's all dependent on who you really are and who you're really.
But if you
putting
keep it
in
real, I think it won't hurt you.
Yeah,
if you
bro.
keep it real, you make mistakes. We all flawed,
happens.
right? I just went to church this morning, and you know that was they talked about. We're all flawed. We're all sinners.
Yeah, bro.
I know that.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, we all fuck up.
You
Even the
just gotta
celebrity,
do-
even your favorite celebrity, your favorite athlete, right? They make mistakes too. They mess up things. They make up mistakes. They get shit wrong sometimes. It's just humans. That's how we operate.
No, it's just is what it is, and even again, if you you got to take the good and the bad. You got to be accountable for both. You can't be accountable for the good only and forget about all the bad shit that you did.
No, you gotta
I know
be
plenty of
accountable.
fucking idiot
You're
assholes
responsible
who
for it,
do
too.
this, who pretend they live in this fictional, delusional world that they pretend like the bad stuff that they did didn't happen 2 weeks ago or didn't happen 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you still did it.
Yeah.
So take accountability for both sides and don't just pretend as though one side doesn't exist.
Yeah, just
you
like-
need both to make you the shit at the end of the day.
I say this like my things when I did when I was 20, like got me put in jail, or almost giving me time in jail, prison. You know what I mean? I'm accountable and responsible for it. Like I could blame police, I could blame environment, I could blame being not having a dad. Right? I could do all these blame games. I could
Yeah,
go down. I could
it's
do
easy.
that. I could join TikTok and be down
That-
getting
that path.
100,000 likes. Because all I gotta do is complain about the police. I complain about my dad not being there. I complain about the environment I grew up in, right?
That's a lot.
I can do all that, but at the end of the day, when I look in the mirror and I'm like,
How
damn,
does that help you?
who made the decision to go out there and do that? Me. If I make a different decision, I don't end up there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't regret anything in my life because, like I said, then it would change my whole life and my timeline would be all
That helps
messed
you.
up.
Well, we didn't really tell
But-
them that. We and you talked about
Yeah,
that.
but I don't regret anything in my life.
We'll do that
because
another
I don't want timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, the timelines
So,
and shit.
so like I said, but I have accountability, responsibility. I'm responsible for everything that happened in my life.
It's
from
what changes. It's what,
41. I'm 41 now. All the way back to when I was able to make a decision.
Yeah.
10, 12 years old, 11 years, whatever you want to say. Whenever you're able to make a decision for
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
a good or bad one, I take all accountability, and responsibility for
but
all.
don't you think that that's because you look at it that way that changes?
What makes
the
my
way
life?
you
I'm
do shit.
good. I'm content
Yeah.
with life.
You
Content with
might have
myself.
still been making mistakes if you didn't just take accountability
And
for it.
yeah, but I still do.
Yeah.
But
It is what it is.
I take responsibility for those too.
Take it all, bro.
Fuck
Take it
up,
all.
fuck up.
You were involved in it. You were part of it. Just take the full fucking accountability.
But then you move on.
Yeah.
If you blame somebody else,
you're never gonna move
you
on.
never can move on because now they have to fix it.
Yes.
Right? If you say it's your dad or your parents' upbringing,
Mhm.
now how are they gonna fix that from where you are today? Now you can see it, learn from it, move on. But if I say like the police are always messing with me, now the police have to fix.
Yeah, but yeah.
How am I gonna fix the police?
Can't.
I can't fix
It's
the
not
police. I
nothing to
don't
do.
even fix myself.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? If I say it's all the jobs, well, the jobs are not gonna change. They there.
It's you.
I gotta change
You're
myself.
and then you also got to look at what's the odds that you had 5 jobs, right?
And they all fired
all
you.
5 jobs fired you, but you're blaming management and their decision making. What's the odds that it was not you and it was them every time?
They just
Come on, bro. It's 5 different bosses, 5 different companies.
they
It's
don't know
gotta
each
be.
other. They're like they all talking behind the scenes.
Yeah,
But man,
they're
this
like,
guy,
dude, yeah,
this
yeah.
guy Albert,
Listen,
man.
this guy here. You gotta be careful.
Watch out, fireman.
They don't meet up.
Fireman within the month because he sucks. And you're
Yeah,
like,
bro.
oh my God.
It doesn't help you. Some people even move away.
And they
and
think it's gonna be
thinking
different.
It's gonna be different.
No, they
Motherfucker,
probably changed.
you are the consistent one.
They probably changed.
Yeah.
People were like, oh, it's so much better here. No, because you changed when you went there. That's what happened.
Yeah, motherfucker.
It wasn't the people. It wasn't the city.
I know of a homegirl of mine, bro. She moved. She's a friend group hopper, bro, and she moved from group to group to group. I think at this point now, I'd say 7 groups, and she went from like the white group to the black group to the Spanish group. Man, she's running out of damn
Oh, she's doing
races to the
races.
Asian
Yeah.
group,
She's
right?
racist.
She says she's got like Hispanic in her, but she doesn't recognize that she's the fucking. You're the problem, because every single time she got kicked, eventually there'd be some stir up, some drama, some shit would happen, and it almost happens the same way, in the same amount of a lot of time. Boom, kicked out, and they don't want to see her anymore. Everybody stops coming around and hanging out, and then she jumps to the next group, and then the next group. She knows how to bring them in. She doesn't know how to keep them because she doesn't realize it's her that she keeps going
Yeah,
through
she
this
gotta
cycle.
fix
for.
herself.
She doesn't get it. She doesn't see it. I know maybe it's not easy to see, but if you think about if you really look at your present stance in all 5 of those scenarios, you're the consistent one who keeps doing that. You're the only one in each one of those things that keeps
That's-
making it happen.
Well, you're the only one that's part of all of them.
Yeah, You're the
Right,
only
the
consistent.
good,
What
the
is it? What do
bad.
they call it? You're the only one in each one of those things.
Yeah.
So
The only variable that didn't change, like the only
Yeah.
non variable.
yeah,
thing
you're
is
the
me.
you're it. You're the
Right?
reason.
Everything else changes, and you're the only thing that's
You're
consistent.
the only thing that's in there.
Right.
So why can't? Well, how could you blame everybody, bro?
It can't be. It can't be everybody else, bro.
Yeah,
It's gotta-
and it is what it is. If you just acknowledge and you take accountability for that, it'll
Even the things
change
you
your
don't think,
scenario.
even the things you really don't think is yours, is yours.
It's yours. I swear to God, dude, when I changed a couple things in my life, whether it was I've cheated on my girl before, back in the day, before she became my wife, taking accountability for that, knowing that there's a consequence to that. I've done a lot of stupid, silly shit. I've gotten into big arguments, big fights. There was a lot of problems in my relationship at one point in time, even with my parents and my wife. I'm the consistent one. I'm having problems with a lot of people here. Why? What am I doing wrong? What did I not do?
It's the people.
Yeah, of course, it's gotta be them. It can't be me.
Yeah, you're perfect.
Or it's fucking me and the way I'm thinking.
You're
or
perfect,
The way
Luke.
I'm trying to do
You're
shit.
perfect in every way, man.
And the thing is to figure out that I'm not perfect.
Yeah,
And
we're
that
all
and
fucking-
even the things that I didn't
we're all
think that were
messed
my
up.
fault.
Yeah.
Once I started changing, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do the things that it's gonna be harder, but I'm gonna do the things that I don't even think are my fault. I'm gonna start doing all of them. And once I did, everything flipped. Everything changed.
It changed your life.
And the people around me changed.
Listen, we're gonna end on this though. Change your thinking, change your life.
100%.
Right? Change your thinking, change your life. Accountability, responsibility.
That's it.
That's it.
Do it.
Do it.
Get on it already.